Don't really get time to get bored. I mean, we haven't played for quite a while. We haven't done any gigs really for a couple of years, so it's quite good playing the old stuff. But yeah, I mean, if you go on a world tour for a year, you get completely bored of everything. That's why we're not.
All of it.
Yeah, that's why we're not doing it.
Do you think it's important though to give people what they want, because ultimately they paid?
I mean, the main thing that counts at festivals after the weather, because it doesn't matter how good the bands are. If the weather's crap, then it's a disaster. The main thing that counts is familiarity, really, because there's such a diverse lineup at most of these festivals that most of the crowd isn't there specifically to see you. So it's always the songs that everybody knows that they go. They love Song 2 though. They go absolutely crazy.
They do, don't they?
Particularly in Finland.
Do they? What happened in Finland?
No.
Go on, tell us.
And maybe because they change everything to a drinking song, so they really like that.
You can tell how much people like drinking by how expensive the booze is. Countries.
And Norway's particularly.
Yeah. Yeah. It was great here. It was like Bournemouth here last night. It was fantastic.
Can I ask you, is it difficult to be famous in the UK, considering the sort of tabloid situation, the tabloid papers?
Well, I think you learn to just stay at home or go to expensive clubs that they can't afford to get into, isn't it? And but I think if you just don't, I think you can pretty much control it yourself. If you don't go to places where they might be, then you can keep clear of it.
The singers get it worse.
Damon gets more, doesn't he? But he kind of
We've all done some very bad things.
Yeah, but he also bought a flat in Iceland, didn't he? Was that to escape the press?
Well, no, the thing is, if you're a pop star and you go to Iceland, you're instantly incredibly more famous than you are if you're a pop star living in London, where there's lots of pop stars.
So he regretted it?
Well, no, it's just a different world, you know.
Well, we're going to show you Coffee and TV now. Can you tell us the song?
It's kind of linked to being famous.
Is it?
The first verse is about what it's like being famous and living in Camden Town. The second verse is about what it's like not being famous and going to visit the countryside and going to the pub.
Graham sings this song. It's called Coffee and TV.
I'm still here with two of the guys in Blur. Now, the new album 13 was made together with William Orbit, and I hear he sort of used rather unconventional sort of recording methods with you. You were banging on floorboards and untuned guitars and all things like that. What was it like?
Oh, it was lovely. Yeah, I can't remember actually. Didn't seem to take very long.
Floorboards banging was because drums didn't fit on that song. That was in Tender, and it's just banging.
Mm-hmm.
Sort of like...
It's floorboards banging put through about £6 million worth of sound processing equipment.
Yeah.
Why did you choose to work with him, though?
We needed a new guru, a new sonic guru.
I wanted to meet Madonna.
Was that what it was?
No, he did a remix for us, and it was twisted, perverse, and
Twisted,
diabolical,
and extreme.
He likes the same kind of things as we do. Compressors, microphones.
13 and also Blur actually sound quite different from your previous albums. And Blur, just the fact that you named the album Blur sort of signifies, to me anyway, that you maybe wanted to do a restart. Was that the case? Because it's the kind of thing that you do with a debut album, really.
Yeah, we didn't want to do that for a debut album because we thought that things should be called stuff. And we thought everybody was just putting out their first LP as their name. But that's kind of boring. But I suppose it was a half. It was like more for us to give ourselves a kind of pull our own sort of socks up and make ourselves feel better, like we were almost starting afresh.
Here's the new collection.
Yeah.
Why did you feel like you needed to change?
Just because we've been through the mill a little bit with lots of touring and we were a bit fed up.
It's a very natural process, though.
Psychologically, we just needed to feel like, we were all clean shaven and had our hair washed, and so we just called ourselves
spiritually
Blur again. Spiritually sauntered.
Well, although as well the new album's done well and everything, but it's perhaps a little bit less accessible than, say, maybe some of the previous stuff. Was that because you felt, well, we've done really well now, we don't really need to sort of just sell, we just want to do something for our own good?
I don't think it is. I think that, when you make an album and the singles are there to draw people in, but there are depths to, you don't want to make a superficial record,
I think all our records have had some kind of what's the word? Duality, mate.
What does that mean? Sorry, I'm Swedish, I don't understand.
No, I don't. Some kind of transcendental.
Tangibolics.
Go on, say that and telly.
Some kind of tangent. Some kind of route corridor where there might be another door opening to another one, which usually goes on to the next LP.
It's just loud guitar music. Come on.
All right, can I ask you as well, you've done an awful lot of videos with Sophia Miller, and I know you did one with her for Tender, but you choose not to use that one. Why was that?
It was crap.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Okay, simple as that. So you went for the live one?
Yeah, it's the kind of the Dogma video we went for. It was weird, actually, how a band playing their guitars looked very strange on MTV next to everything else that's on it.
Right, we're going to have a look at it now.
I'm Alex from Blur, and I'm making MTV.
Thank you so much for talking to us. I hope it goes well tonight, and I hope Damon feels better.
Well, no,